Are you worried about secret threats that could destabilize entire regions? Welcome to Chasing Curiosity TV. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Manila, Philippines, August 20th, 2025. As the city awakens, the air is thick with anticipation, and the sprawling metropolis is about to become the stage for a high-stakes international drama. The port of Manila is tense as Filipino Coast Guard officers surround a Panamanian-flagged container ship, long suspected of North Korean ties. The crew stands by anxiously, aware that every move is being watched, every word recorded. Hidden beneath sacks of fertilizer, they uncover sophisticated missile components, evidence of a shadow war few ever see. These aren't just ordinary smuggling operations, they're part of a global network designed to evade sanctions and fuel North Korea's military ambitions. This isn't a movie. It's the real front line in a global conflict, where the Philippines has become a major obstacle to North Korea's ambitions. Every day, Filipino authorities put themselves at risk to intercept illegal shipments and disrupt dangerous plots. While the world watches the DMZ, the real pressure on Kim Jong-un's regime often comes from unexpected places like Manila. Here, the battle is quieter, but just as critical. The Philippines, through geography, alliances, and vigilance, disrupts North Korea's illicit supply chains and exposes its secrets. Its strategic location makes it a natural choke point for illegal arms and contraband. Every intercepted shipment and frozen bank account chips away at Pyongyang's power. Each successful operation sends a message: the world is watching, and the Philippines will not back down. This battle is fought not with bombs, but with ledgers, shipping manifests, and relentless vigilance. It's a war of information, patience, and determination. On one side, North Korea, armed and aggressive, projecting power through parades and threats. On the other, the Philippines, a democracy with strategic resolve, standing firm in the face of intimidation. It's the soft power of a free press, resilient institutions, and a commitment to international law that makes Manila a formidable opponent. The world's eyes may not always be on Manila, but its actions echo far beyond its shores. Pyongyang fears not just military might, but the persistent resistance of nations like the Philippines. The threat is not only in weapons, but in the unwavering will to uphold global order. This is the unseen front, and the Philippines is holding the line, determined to protect not just its own people, but the stability of the region and the world. When we think of the countries that keep North Korea's leadership up at night, most people imagine powerful military rivals or neighboring states with direct confrontations. The Philippines, however, isn't usually the first nation that comes to mind in this context. Yet, for Pyongyang, the real threat isn't always about tanks or troops. It's about being contained, exposed to the world, and cut off from vital resources. True isolation. The Philippines serves as a crucial link in the international network that's slowly tightening around North Korea, making it harder for the regime to operate in secrecy. It acts as a geographic barrier, a vigilant intelligence hub, and a living, breathing example of democracy right in North Korea's neighborhood. Manila enforces tough sanctions, shares critical intelligence with allies, and even provides a safe haven for defectors. Each action quietly undermining North Korea's survival strategies and eroding its control. This kind of pressure is subtle but relentless, slowly grinding away at the regime's secrecy and its vast web of illicit networks. The Philippines' influence isn't measured in tanks or missiles, but in the number of illegal shipments intercepted and the millions in illicit funds frozen before they reach Pyongyang. It's a system built on alliances, shared values, and international cooperation, something North Korea finds nearly impossible to counter or disrupt. The Philippines may be an unexpected player, but it's become a highly effective source of pressure on the Kim regime, quietly shaping the region's security landscape. Sometimes the most dangerous adversary isn't the one making the most noise, but the one working quietly, persistently, and effectively in the background. Geography is destiny, and for North Korea, the Philippines is a nightmare. The archipelago sits astride major maritime trade routes, forming a natural barrier to North Korean smuggling. North Korean vessels must navigate these waters, making them vulnerable to Philippine surveillance and interdiction. With thousands of islands and choke points, the Philippines is a labyrinth for smugglers and a trap for illicit shipping. Modern patrols, drones, and allied intelligence turn this maze into a net. North Korean ships, often outdated, can't outrun the Philippine Navy in these waters. By simply policing its own seas, the Philippines disrupts Pyongyang's vital supply lines. This is power without a massive navy, just vigilance and strategic geography. For North Korea, the Philippines is an unmovable obstacle. The Philippines' strategic value is multiplied by its alliance with the United States. This partnership is not just about geography, it's about shared interests, mutual defense, and a long-standing commitment to regional stability. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty means any attack on Manila could trigger a U.S. response, a risk Pyongyang can't ignore. This historic agreement has shaped the security landscape of Southeast Asia for over 70 years, binding the two nations together in times of crisis. U.S. forces have rotational access to Philippine bases, some facing North Korea's direction. These bases serve as critical launch points for rapid response, intelligence gathering, and joint operations. In a crisis, American assets can deploy rapidly, complicating North Korea's military calculations. The speed and scale of U.S. support make any hostile move against the Philippines a far riskier gamble. Joint exercises like Balikatan ensure both militaries can operate seamlessly together. These annual drills build trust, improve coordination, and demonstrate a united front to potential adversaries. This alliance empowers the Philippines to act assertively, seizing ships, condemning missile tests, knowing it has American backing. With U.S. advisors and support, Manila can take bold steps to defend its sovereignty and uphold international law. The U.S. shield doesn't just protect, it emboldens Manila to enforce international norms. The presence of American forces reassures allies and deters those who might challenge the rules-based order. For North Korea, this partnership is a strategic dilemma. Any provocation risks a superpower's involvement. The threat of U.S. intervention forces Pyongyang to think twice before escalating tensions in the region. The Philippines becomes a platform for projecting democratic influence in a region Pyongyang wants to destabilize. Through its alliance, Manila helps anchor stability and promote cooperation among Southeast Asian nations. The alliance is more than military, it's a force multiplier for everything Manila does. From disaster response to economic development, U.S. support amplifies the Philippines' role on the world stage. North Korea knows it can't bully the Philippines without facing consequences. The enduring partnership between Manila and Washington stands as a powerful deterrent, shaping the balance of power in Asia. The Philippines is a key battleground in the covert war against North Korea's illicit economy. Pyongyang's weapons programs are funded by smuggling, cybercrime, and money laundering. Activities Manila now disrupts with growing skill. Working with allies, Filipino agencies track suspicious vessels, freeze assets, and deport North Korean agents. The 2016 seizure of the Jinteng cargo ship sent a clear message. The Philippines won't be a safe haven for North Korean crime. Each bust forces Pyongyang to take greater risks and spend more to evade detection. Every dollar denied is a dollar not spent on missiles or luxury goods for the elite. This economic warfare, waged through diligent police work, strikes at the regime's foundation. For North Korea, Manila's vigilance is a constant, costly threat. The Philippines is more than a government adversary, it's a human one. As a transit point and refuge for North Korean defectors, Manila helps expose Pyongyang's lies to the world. Activists and religious groups support defectors, amplifying their stories and undermining North Korean propaganda. The global Filipino diaspora, especially in South Korea, brings back first-hand knowledge, fueling skepticism of Pyongyang's narrative. Filipinos in shipping and finance often spot and report suspicious North Korean activity, extending Manila's reach. This informal network is nearly impossible for North Korea to counter. Every defector, every shared truth, chips away at the regime's control over information. For Pyongyang, the free flow of stories from the Philippines is a direct assault on its power. The Philippines is a vibrant democracy, a living rebuke to North Korea's dictatorship, standing as a symbol of freedom in the region. Its free press and active civil society expose Pyongyang's abuses and offer an alternative model for Asia's future. Filipino journalists report critically, and their stories sometimes reach even North Korean officials living abroad. The popularity of South Korean culture in the Philippines further undermines Pyongyang's propaganda and rigid control. The Philippines broadcasts democratic ideals simply by existing and by thriving in the face of challenges. For North Korea, this ideological challenge is truly existential and deeply unsettling. The archipelago proves that freedom, independence, and democracy can genuinely flourish in Asia. It's a beacon of hope, and a constant reminder to Pyongyang that its system is not the only way forward. The Philippines is known for standing up to giants, China in the South China Sea and, by extension, North Korea. Manila's legal victory over Beijing in 2016 showed that small nations can challenge superpowers using international law. This courage unsettles Pyongyang, which relies on intimidation and force. The Philippines' defiance signals it won't be bullied, even by its largest trading partners. This spirit is rooted in a history of resistance and national pride. North Korean threats have little effect on a country used to navigating complex geopolitics. Manila's resilience inspires others in the region to resist intimidation. For North Korea, a world of empowered small nations is a world where its tactics fail. The Philippines is modernizing its military, not to match neighbors tank for tank, but to defend its territory and interests. New frigates, patrol aircraft, and radar systems extend Manila's reach over its vast maritime domain. The Air Force's new jets and improved surveillance make smuggling riskier for North Korea. Cyber defense is also a priority, countering Pyongyang's notorious hacking operations. As the Philippines hardens its defenses, it becomes a tougher target for North Korean illicit activity. This modernization sends a clear message. Manila is no longer a military lightweight. North Korean ships and hackers now face a more capable, vigilant adversary. The sharpened spear, combined with the American shield, makes the Philippines a formidable obstacle. North Korea's fear of the Philippines comes from many directions at once. Geography, alliances, economic crackdowns, and democratic ideals all converge to squeeze Pyongyang. The Philippines is not a traditional military rival, but its unique strengths make it a relentless adversary. Manila's actions disrupt smuggling, expose secrets, and challenge North Korea's narrative. The ideological battle, fueled by defectors and the Filipino diaspora, chips away at the regime's legitimacy. This is a pressure campaign that can't be countered with missiles or parades. It's the fear of being contained, exposed, and rendered irrelevant. The world may not always notice, but Pyongyang is watching Manila closely. The slow squeeze is on, and it's tightening.